so picture this. Couple bucks, a dream cruise to, escape the daily grind.
Totally relatable.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
But here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
They end up bringing their own snacks because they're convinced cruise ship dining is gonna totally blow their budget.
Oh, no.
Turns out they made a huge assumption, and it kind of shapes their whole trip. So
Wow.
talk about a vacation fail, right?
Yeah, what's fascinating about this deep dive is that it isn't just about one couple's hilarious mishap.
Right.
We're going to unpack how often we make these kinds of assumptions, not just about cruises, but about all sorts of things.
Right.
And how those assumptions can really hold us back.
It's like we create these limitations in our heads without even realizing it.
Exactly.
But let's back up to the beginning of our story.
Okay.
We've got articles here, personal accounts, the works. So
Wow, the works.
our intrepid vacationers are Jared and Rachel,
Okay.
a really resourceful couple who take the DIY spirit to a whole new level.
I love that.
Jared's a mechanic. Rachel juggles a couple of part-time gigs, so
Oh, wow.
every penny counts in their world.
Yeah, I'm seeing that in the research too.
Yeah.
They sound incredibly resourceful, always finding creative ways to stretch their budget. In fact, that's actually what leads them down this whole cruise ship path.
Okay.
They had some storm damage to their house,
No.
and they saw it as a chance to get really scrappy.
Okay, so let's unpack the storm situation.
Yeah.
Because apparently it was a real doozy.
Oh, no.
We're talking serious damage here, but
Oh.
instead of panicking, they rolled up their sleeves and said, "We got this."
Amazing.
They fixed the house themselves, saved a ton of money by doing it DIY, and that's when the cruise idea takes shape.
That DIY spirit is admirable, but it also highlights a common pitfall.
What's that?
We can get so focused on the how that we forget to fully understand the what.
Okay.
In this case, the what includes the all-inclusive nature of most cruises.
Right.
But I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, you're spot on.
Yeah.
It's like they were so determined to make this cruise happen
Yeah.
that they didn't stop to consider all the details.
Right?
And as the trip gets closer, the nerves start to kick in.
Oh, I bet.
Especially when they see pictures of the ship.
I know, right?
It's all glitz and glam, fancy dining rooms, multi-course meals.
Yeah, it's easy to see how those images could be intimidating,
Totally.
especially when you're on a tight budget. They probably started picturing those astronomical bills adding up.
Let their imaginations run wild.
Classic.
And that was it. They didn't think to look into what was actually included in the cruise fare.
Right, and that's where those unchecked assumptions can really, trip us up.
Yeah.
It's like we create these worst-case scenarios in our minds,
Totally.
and then we start, acting on those scenarios as if they're facts.
So what happens when our fearless DIYers actually set sail?
Okay.
Do they, let loose and embrace the all-you-can-eat buffet life?
I hope so.
Not so much.
Oh, no.
They're on this amazing ship, soaking up the sun, exploring new ports, but always with this, secret shame lurking in the back of their minds.
Oh, no.
And a suitcase full of granola bars stashed under their bed.
Okay, wait. A suitcase full of granola bars.
A suitcase.
That's dedication.
Right.
But you can really sense the missed opportunity here. They're surrounded by incredible food, new experiences, and they're choosing to stick to their granola bars because of this self-imposed fear.
It's kind of heartbreaking when you think about it.
I know.
The sources say they enjoyed the trip.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there was always this nagging feeling that they were missing out on something.
Right.
They couldn't quite put their finger on why, though.
It's like that saying, we don't know what we don't know.
Right.
And in the age of information overload, it's easier than ever to get caught up in our own little bubbles of assumptions.
And sometimes it takes a friend with a healthy dose of "I told you so" to burst that bubble.
Right.
Enter Mike, their seasoned cruiser friend who comes over to hear all about their, budget-friendly trip.
Okay.
They're regaling him with tales of their snack smuggling adventures.
Wait for it. This is the best part.
And Mike's just like, "Wait, what?"
He probably couldn't believe what he was hearing.
Right. Are you serious right now?
Yeah, did you guys seriously not know?
They were completely in the dark. Oh my gosh.
And Mike, being the seasoned cruiser that he is,
Right.
just starts laughing.
Oh, I bet.
They're describing their granola bar stash, so proud of themselves for, gaming the system.
Talk about misplaced pride.
Right.
Oh man.
And that's when, Mike drops the bombshell.
Hit him with it.
Guys, all your meals were included in the price of the cruise.
Cue the record scratch.
I know, right? You could practically hear the jaws hitting the floor.
Oh, yeah.
All those fancy dinners, the midnight buffets, the endless ice cream cones.
Right.
All included.
And they were living off granola bars.
Granola bars.
Wow.
This is where the story goes from funny to, like, thought-provoking.
Right. Because it makes you wonder how often we limit ourselves based on assumptions that, like, we haven't even bothered to check.
It's like they chose a lesser version of their vacation. Not because of any real constraint,
Right.
but because of a misconception.
Exactly. And that's the real takeaway from, like, Jared and Rachel's granola bar escapade.
Right. It's a cautionary tale, but also a hopeful one.
Okay.
It reminds us that we have the power to question our assumptions, to do our research, and to embrace the, like, full buffet of experiences that life has to offer, you know?
Lobster included.
Lobster included, I love it.
Right.
So next time you find yourself shying away from something, whether it's a fancy cruise or a new opportunity, just, remember Jared and Rachel.
Remember the granola bars.
Remember the granola bars. Ask yourself, what assumptions am I making here? You might be surprised by what you discover.
Absolutely.
And who knows, you might just end up having an even more amazing experience than you could have imagined. Granola bars not required.
Exactly. Get out there and enjoy that buffet.
Enjoy that buffet, everyone.